The world had grown too loud, not just with music or joy, but with worry. The year had phrased tempers and thin patience. Doors slammed, voices rose. Even the wind seemed to echo with unrest. Children quarreled, elders sighed. The forest, once a place with solace, stood real and bare. Khione watched high from the clouds. She was the goddess of snow, not of chaos, but quiet. Her realm was not of thunder or fire. That solstice night she came, not with blizzards, with breath. She stepped from the sky, her cloak stitched from the frost. She walked above the village and opened her hand. Snow fell, not in sheets, and whispered. Each flake was a hush, a pause, a softened edge. It landed on rooftops, on branches, on shoulders. The wind settled. The quarrel stopped. The village exhaled. The children looked up wide-eyed. The mothers paused mid-sentence. Fathers lowered their tools. No one spoke. Khione walked the streets, unseen, her footprints vanishing beside her. She passed a window where Cloud, the child who believed in the gods that no one else could see, sat watching the sky. She whispered, "I knew you were real," as the snowflakes danced in reply. She passed a cottage where Anika held her newborn, Zoe. Born in a storm with Alicia's help, the snow wrapped around the house like a lullaby, and Zoe's breath matched the rhythm of the falling flakes. She passed a bench where Phoebe sat alone, her heart still aching from Theodore's betrayal, but she did not cry. She simply watched the snow soften. She passed the harbor where Salatos stood beside his father, returned by the sea by Poseidon's mercy. They lit a lantern together, and the snow caught. It's glowing like a promise. She passed the window where Andy's family sat alone in silence, remembering that night Thanatos let him return. A single candle flickered beside his photograph, and the snow settled gently on the hill. Khione paused at each. She did not fix, she did not mend. She simply let the snow fall. Cloud stepped outside, and she held her hands up. "She came," she whispered. No one doubted her. Anika wrapped Zoe in her shawl, stitched with snowflakes. Phoebe placed a white stone on the bench. Salatos and his father carved a crescent into the dock. Andy's family placed the second candle by the first. They call it the silence of snow. Not a miracle, a mending. From that year on, every solstice, the villagers honored Khione's gift and rose before the dawn and stepped outside in the silence. What they taught their children: when snow falls, we listen. When the world hushes, we hear what matters. In time, the rituals grew. The families placed white cloths on their table. They wrote letters they would never send and folded them into the snowflake shapes. They walked together without speaking, letting their footsteps write the story. Some lanterns with no words. Some placed with a single stone on the windowsill. Some stood in circles and breasts together, eyes closed and hands open. Khione, ever watchful, descends, not for a spectacle, for stillness. She does not demand silence, she invites it. She does not end the story, she gives it space to begin again. And when the solstice comes, and the world feels pause between noise and knowing, her snow falls, a hush, a healing, a gift. And so the cycle closes. 25 stories, 25 gifts from the gods. From gods who shout, and gods who whisper. From gods with arrows and sleighs, to candles and thread. From reunion to reckoning, from birth to goodbye. Each story a gesture, each gesture a ritual. Each ritual a way to say, we are still here, and we are becoming. And Khione, keeper of the final breath, reminds us, before the next story begins, Let the snow fall, and let the world hush, and let us listen.